reception. You can catch me playing at the 23 Degrees and Locked On event at Village Underground. Get your tickets now. Welcome to my house. This is a tour of my studio. Yeah, the first thing I got for my studio was probably my techniques. Got them when I was like 13 years old. Started mixing when I was 12. Had the Mark IIs before, but now I've got the Mark Vs. They're exactly the same basically. Would probably be the 3000s, the CDJs, and a new mixer. I bought them online, Facebook Marketplace. Probably my record collection. Collecting for a very long time, and I've got my vinyl label as well. That's very expensive, but my records are worth a hell of a lot of money altogether, so. That's a hard question because I've got quite a lot of rare records, loads of dub plates that never came out, original dub plates as well. I've sold a record for £1,000 before, one garage record. It was called the Remedy EP.
Jungle world, jungle world. Jungle world, jungle world.
I think there's only like 10 copies and someone offered me £1,000 for it, so I ripped it and then I sent the tune off. There's quite a lot of equipment in there. So you've got the vinyl recorder, I've got my anti-static fan, I've got a vinyl cleaner, I've got my speakers here, I've got my speakers over here. This is another big setup over here. I've got the Techniques, that tape player, set tape player, Proteus, JV1080, JV1010, sound cards, 2 big massive PA speakers, my Apple Mac, there's another keyboard. It all has its place and it all works. Probably my lathe. Good friend of mine, Dan, his name is, DNR. He had the lathe for many years in storage and he's followed my whole journey. So I was one of his first customers. He has a record shop in Croydon. Yeah, you should see my journey from being a DJ to becoming a producer, putting out my own music, which he helped me do on my label. Yeah, he just believed in me because he had the lathe sitting there and he's got his business to run. He didn't have time to use it, so he offered it to me and I've taken it. It's taken me about 3 or 4 years to get up and running. I've broken it about 8 times, but that was the last time. I've got it set up perfectly and I know everything about the machine. I use it all the time, every other day. I do like crazy shifts as well. Now I'll start from like 1 o'clock in the day and I'll cut to like 4 or 5 in the morning. Literally just burning discs, doing the same copy and over again. Because when I get a job, I like to just get it done straight away. And that way I can get on with my life. I don't know, easily 500, 600. That's in the past 2 to 3 months. I can cut about 30 in a day. Probably my records. Even though I don't use them as much as I used to, the fact that I know that half of them on that shelf, they're very hard to get. Everything else, I could probably get my hands on, but I like to have the original. What I want to do is get a nice little screen on this side so I don't have to just keep turning over every minute. I want to get some new speakers. I've got the KRKs here at the moment, just for the playback on the vinyl recorder side. But I want to get some Adam speakers. Apart from that, literally got everything I need. Been in this house for about 8 years now, and before we used to live around the corner and they knocked that block down and we got this lovely flat. So before that, my whole life was around the corner and it was just like the records and the decks. There was no lathe back then, so yeah, it's just built up. Probably my cutting head because I blew it up. I was learning, but now I've had help from a professional and someone that cares, that they know what they're talking about. I understand it now, so that will never happen again. Basically all my time, unless I'm going out to get food or I'm DJing at a nightclub, I'll be in there.